Hey Patreon, I am back. I told you guys I'd be doing more videos. So this one, today, I'm going to be actually showing you the process on how I did this tracer digital painting from Overwatch. So this, if you guys remember, this is actually from one of the exclusive pieces that I did for you guys specifically. I'm just going to put it down a little bit. You see right now, the first thing I'm going to be doing is putting down some flats. If you don't know what flats are, that's just putting down the hair, the skin tones, the clothes, just like the basic colors of her attire, just of her. So I really, right now, I'm just taking each little block and I'm just capturing each one, and then just filling in the cover with a paintbrush or with a paint bucket. So a little bit of the background. I'm not an Overwatch person. I don't play the game. I don't know much about it. It's just that I really dig the designs. I really dig the looks of these characters. So I wanted to do something that was for you guys that was out of my comfort zone and you guys can enjoy. But yeah, I really dug doing this one, and it was a fun piece because it's a very playful character. The look was really cool. If you hear music, it's actually from my buddy Michael Septembrio, my co-writer for the comic book Septembrio as well. That's one of his songs from his latest album. In the descriptions and the YouTube version of this, which doesn't have music, it's actually just the music and just the videos. You can check that out as well. But you guys get the exclusive commentary track specifically for Patreon. So right now I'm just going through some details, just going through everything, make sure it looks all good. Yeah, doing some erasing, just some basic editing. So this is the method that I've learned a little bit recently. Usually I just go in and just go to town on putting the flats down and then putting the shading. This one I'm still doing the flats, but as you see later, I do a little bit of a different method. I think one of my first times doing it. I did a little bit with it on, actually no, my first time was doing it on the Sasha Banks piece, which was another Patreon exclusive. And yeah, if I think of when I posted that video, you could see whereas I put all the flats down and then I go underneath and put the shading and the tones. So you'll see that. As I was saying, I don't know what I was saying. Like I said, we're going to be here for a bit, until like 15 something minutes, so strap yourselves in and check it out. I still have some more Patreon pieces to go, especially for Overwatch. I have a whole big giant print I want to make, but it's going to be a little bit troublesome just because it's such a big piece that I want to do. It's very, very time consuming. I'll get that in the next little bit or so. And especially the one thing I didn't like doing was these stupid guns. Like, yeah, they're very intricate, they're very detailed, and to find the right angles of what I wanted, especially for these shots, it's a lot different because a lot of these guys are holding it in the places that I want it to be, or I can't find the right reference for them. So that was a little bit tough. Yeah, I had to hunt them down and search, get them through to get the angles that I wanted to make it precise and to scale ready. And that was the one big thing I have with doing pieces I'm not familiar with, because if you're a fan of Overwatch, you know what it's supposed to look like, you know what it's supposed to be, and all I want to do is just make sure I respect the material and I make sure it's up to snuff to what the fans of this material expect. So I think I got Tracer down. So right now what I'm doing, I'm actually just playing with the layers themselves and changing it from like multiplies and overlays. It's just how each layer and each color meshes with the other layers that go. So you can see I'm taking with the I'm taking a multiply layer with the flats so that it blends and works over the line work that I did. you can see now I'm just trying to play with level correction, see if, you know, bring out the browns, make it a little bit red or orange. Right now I'm actually just trying to do an opacity to over the line work so I can actually see some of the pieces I missed, just so if there's any little blocks that I haven't been able to color properly, so I'm just covering all that stuff right now. So this one's a little bit just very, very intricate, very time-consuming little stuff I'm doing right now, just to make sure it all is complete, it all looks good. Nothing's gonna get missed, especially when I play around with the line work layers, just to make sure it looks, especially because if I do it all black, but what I can do is I can change the layer type so that the blacks don't turn out black. They might be a little bit brown or a little bit orange, so it changes between which layer I want to do. But right now, yeah, I'm just filling in the gaps in the flat layer. You can check on the one side, I have the tracer inks, which is the line work, and the level correction on the right above it is the level correction that I just did, so that, because I did it all in traditional. So, you know, as you can see, some of the lines aren't straight or a little bit scribbly. It's because that is what my scanner presented the inks to look like. So it's not, you know, perfect lining like where you can on drawing digitally. It's a little bit messier, but it still works. So I take that level correction and I take the line work, make the, you know, the somewhat gray line work that I did and make it completely black. Take any of like the shades of white that the paper showed and just make it completely white. So it's literally just a black and white piece. Now just playing around with the hair, just checking it out. My dog, just make sure he's doing okay. So also, if you're watching this thing, let me know in the comments if this is something you want to keep doing, if you want to see more of these director's commentary tracks over top of the videos. This video will be released on Wednesday, the same day as the YouTube version of this will be playing. So you can watch, if you're subscribed to both, you can check them both out and see what's going on and see the difference of what's happening, or if you just want to be the cool kid who just has the Patreon, you got it. So right now, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm making some, now I'm starting the process of the tones. So what I did, I just took the line work and just made a copy of it, but instead of the colors, I just filled it in with a solid gray. So right now I'm just blocking out the shade where I'm going to be putting a little shadow and where my light is coming from. It looks like it's coming from the left hand to down from behind. So right now I'm just blocking it all out, knowing where the darkest part of my gray is going to be compared to the mid-tone. But I do believe I do put a lighter gray or even just a white, just to show where the light is coming from, the hardest part of the light, which would be on the left side of the screen on her right backside. Talking about her butt. So right now, again, just going through, playing around with the hair and then the goggles, because somebody would be hitting that, and trying to get the contours of her face properly. You know, I never, you know, just keep going on the one section. I just take a piece and then move on to the next part, and then come back to places that need to get retouched. For me now, because I did this a while back, I think maybe March-ish I did this piece. If I don't touch to it now, I should, right by her armpit, I should put a cast shadow, which is basically her arm causing a shadow instead of just the light not touching the piece. Yeah, so like right there, I'm putting a little bit of the light touching because it's supposed to be a little bit brighter at that point, so it sticks out compared to the rest of her body. But I should, right where I'm touching right now, I should put a cast shadow there. So me critiquing myself as I do this. Again, I'm not 100% on this. I'm still learning, still trying to learn new techniques to make sure I'm doing good and giving my pieces my all. So I'm far from done and ready to go. So as you can see there, now I'm playing with the layers again, so I'm having the shade tone interacting with the flat tones. And having this difference, like look at this, like how her skin is so much more orange and pinkish on certain levels, and the other ones are really, really dark and muted and saturated. So it's all just about playing around and seeing what works best. Now I'm just putting some dimension into her hair. Realistic. So now I'm putting another light source. So there's the main light source coming from behind, and there's another one coming from her left front. It's kind of like in my television days, I used to light subjects where you have the main light coming from the front. You kind of have a halo effect in the background, so it wouldn't just be a dark shade around the shoulders and the head. There's a little bit of a light that just going around the top of their head, so it makes it look like there's a halo effect. So that's what I'm doing. So right now, yeah, I'm putting the darkest tones just to make it stand out a little bit more, so that the second light source will pop a little bit better. So highlights in her hair. So as you see, yeah, you can see like that. That looks actually pretty cool. I don't think I stuck with that. I think I played around with some of the gradient tools that I have. So you see that at the end. Also, what I did was that I put, as you can see on the right hand side, there's a little bit. There's the layer I'm working on. There's two things. You see the gray tones, and you see this black and white little silhouette of what I'm working on. That is actually the mask that I used. So I took the color layer, made a copy, and I put a mask that I can only touch what is actually being worked on her figure. So if I can go nuts and like brush in all different directions, it is only going to touch what is actually selected in that mask. So that's a nifty little thing that Clip Studio works on. So if you didn't know, this is Clip Studio. It used to be Manga Studio. I exclusively work with Clip Studio. It's the most inexpensive and easy to learn program. I haven't learned Photoshop yet. It's just that I didn't have the funds when I first started doing digital coloring, and this just worked perfectly for what I wanted to do. And yeah, I've been using it since at least 2011. So I've had it for a long time. So you can see right now, I got rid of some line work just so I can see what the tones look like, just to make sure you can tell that there's a figure there. Without sometimes taking out the line work, you won't be able to know. It just looks like a bunch of blobs of gray. Take out some of the line work, then you can actually see that there's structure. That there's actually so I switched to watch some wrestling there. Yeah, so that's one thing you can do is just double check. Yeah, get rid of the line work, see if it actually still holds up as an image. Like the stupid guy again. So you can see especially the light on the left-hand side, which is the most noticeable is on her butt, it's not as light as the other light source on the right-hand side, just because I wanted to be a little bit of a subtle light source and be a lot harsher, especially as being shown wrestling. I really should have edited this thing better. Yeah, I really like the way that looks. Now, I know I didn't go for it before, which was kind of dumb of me, but it's all about experimenting. You always got to play around. So, yeah, so like I said, right now I'm just playing with the layers just to see what looks cool, what looks good for me and for this piece. I know, it also helps to double check to see what parts I missed. Like, yeah, lips, yeah, they see that the lips were missed out and didn't have enough definition. Around goggles, make sure it all looks. Yeah, take down some pieces there. Around the chin. Yeah, see see there is the cast shadow. Like normally you'd see that part there, but I put it there for one thing. So this is the part I was talking about. I could take this gradient tool and take all the stuff over, actually at the end. So that's actually it. So I just took a little bit of that tag there, made the shades actually look a little bit purple, so it has a yellow-purple kind of thing. And that's the end of the video. If you want to hear more about my process, I might go into a little bit more in depth. But for now, thank you so much for watching. We'll have more videos exclusive to Patreon very, very soon. Thank you so much again.